Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooke, and if you're new here, this is a channel where I talk about all the houseplants. Today we are going to be doing some plant chores. I leave for out of town tomorrow, and so I'm trying to get some things done. I have to pack 2 bags of soil for a family member, and so making those up. And then she also wants a couple plants, so I'm going to look through my propagations, what I have that I can then pot up and bring to her. So if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. That way you can be up to date on more videos like this one. Okay, so first of all, I think I'm going to start with the hardest first, which is to bag the soil. So for that, we're going to go to the garage. If you want this soil mix, you can purchase it down below in my Etsy shop, in the link in the description. Okay, well, apparently my recording stopped and I did not catch it, but it gives me the opportunity to let you know that I have a giveaway going for 2 of my plants from my greenhouse going on right now on my Instagram. So pause this video, head over to my Instagram, follow me, make sure to read the rules of the giveaway on my reel, and then come back here and continue watching this video. Still in the same spot. So the other day I decided to remove my Monstera deliciosa, just the regular good old one right here, from its soil. And so I did that because I had propagated this one and I'd cut down my mother plant, which I have a video on that one. Because I propagated my mother plant, it was growing just one long vine. And so I actually had purchased this for $5 from Lowe's years ago, like probably 2020. And it was nothing wrong with it. They just had it sitting outside of its pot, and so I assumed they thought it was bad. But I propagated it because, again, it was just one long vine, one long plant, and it was growing up just side of my wall. Wasn't super pleased with it, just being one long vine, and so I really wanted to make it a more full plant. I lost 2 of the cuttings, so I just tried it where I stuck it straight in soil with the aerial roots because they all had aerial roots, and I thought it would easily create secondary roots. But 2 of them died off and rotted out, and then these are the only 2 left. So there were a total of 4 cuttings. This was all that's left. And so the roots are still good. So again, these are cuttings. So oh no, and one of them's the actual mother plant, this bigger one here. So yes, it did really well and it has a lot of great roots. However, again, I stuck it directly in soil, and it was before I started using my soilless mix that you're watching me make. And so it just sat in soil and I didn't really love it. And it wasn't retaining the moisture, or I wasn't watering it enough, and it was just getting dry rot basically. So I underwatered by a lot. And so I am just going to take it now and stick it in my actual soilless soil mix. And so that's what I'm doing. I took it all out and transferred it to water when I realized I didn't have enough materials to make my soil the other day, or a week ago. So it's been sitting in water, which totally fine. But I'm just going to pot it up into this pot and put my soilless mix. However, these holes, drainage holes, are giant because this is actually like for a plant outside. I got a garden plant. And so what I'm going to do, let me not balance this anymore. Oops, if I can. Oh my gosh, these aerial roots are just massive and really crazy. Okay, so set that there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hardwire mesh and I am just going to cut a circle and then place it at the bottom, because this is plastic, so it's not going to rot out or rust. And that way it will at least be smaller holes, because my soil mix is very chunky and so it will just go through the cracks. So I'm just going to cut a circle, and yeah, that's what we're going to do. If I can. I am in the worst position for it. So if you also have some mesh, just like plastic mesh, like really thin liner, you can also put at the bottom of your pots if you're experiencing the drainage holes, like, seeping soil out. So now this is a circle, and it's just going to go at the bottom of my pot like that. And now we're good. So I'll start filling up. Oh, that scared the heck out of me. It's a root. I thought it was a bug. See, I should have measured, or should have tested the roots to make sure that it's going to fit in this pot. Because look at that. Because this is only going to fit one. This one could totally fit in there. Okay, new plan. need to find a new pot. Got a bigger pot. And now though, this has drainage holes on the side, which I don't like using pots like this, honestly, for my like indoor plants, especially with soil, because you know how people say that fungus gnats can't, don't usually lay eggs, but the top 2 inches. With drainage holes like this, where it's open at the bottom in a really large amount, fungus gnats get in there and they lay their eggs. I have seen it personally in my collection, and so I don't love using these. However, again, I'm using a soilless mix, and I haven't had to deal with fungus gnats, knock on wood, for a very long time. So I am just going to cut this circle up that I had and then place it over, or try around those holes, just so my soil doesn't seep out. So little triangles will do, and I'll hold them in. Now those are in there, and I'm actually just going to place my Monstera in the pot now, and then that works much better, fits beautifully. Also have this reverted elbow cutting. So I got this for free. It's a reverted elbow, so it's not gonna come back to being white. So it has been propagating for a 1.5 years in this little jar, as you can see here with all of these roots. So I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna finally give it the proper home. And it's, oh my goodness, it's really, really well rooted. So I'm gonna stick it in there with this big guy, and maybe they'll grow up together. And then I have another part of it here that has been propagating in perlite. I don't know, I did 2 different, versions with it, propagated one in perlite and the other in regular soil or regular water, but I'm just going to take this, because this is actually, again, just perlite, so, and plop it in, use it to plop it into this pot. And it has a, it has a philodendron, there you go, micans connected to it. Put you there. So this guy's root system looks really well. Not as great as the one I propagated in water though, I will give it that. But it's got really good 4 little leaves, so we're just gonna plop him in the middle as well. Create a nice little Monstera family. And I will water it in and we'll be good. But these are the 2 original leaves, and then everything that grew off of that you can see. This is the only one that had a fenestration on it, but these are all new leaves. So we will stick it back. It sits in a southwest facing window. I know you can't see me, but that's where it sits, and that's where I'll go back to. Okay, so now that that's done and over, got those 2 bags of soil mixes for her. I am going to plant some of these plants up for her. So I think I'm just going to bring her 2 plants. I am not sure which ones, but we're going to find out. Meanwhile, I have this micans, these 2 micans that were in that smaller propagation of reverted elbows monsteras that I need to also pot up together. So we're just gonna set them to the side, and I had a bunch of mystery cuttings, which I think, I want to say they are Monstera stanleyana elbows. I think I just randomly stuck like wet sticks in there, but they have sprouted like, yeah, the smallest leaves. So I honestly think I'm going to throw those away. I have so many stanleyana propagations because I'm constantly chopping back the runners and propagating them. But I have a few different propagation vessels here. So I've got this extremely large glass of them, and then this smaller glass of them. I think I'm going to definitely take her my golden pothos cuttings. So you can't see it, but I have a giant golden pothos on a pole behind me. And so I think I'm just going to take those cuttings to her, because I know that they are easy to care for and just all around great plants to have. So we're going to see if we have some well-rooted cuttings. This has been sitting like this mess of roots for a while. So got one good one. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So yeah, I have a good plant. Like, these are all rooted and very well together. So I'm going to, I'm just going to pot all these up together like that. That's a great little pot. It's already starting to trail. That's awesome. So nailed it. One one plant down, and that's perfect size for that little guy. And then she really liked, I believe, my Cebu Blue pothos, so I was thinking about giving her some of those, but I don't know that I have well-rooted cuttings, so that's what I'm going to see. I have one that's pretty well-rooted. Then I have another, I can't tell what this is rooted today. I've got another large leaf Cebu Blue. This is an Albo Epiprimnum. Stick back in the pot for a later date. This is another Albo. I had some sticks that I propagated for my Albo. Yeah, this is all of them. These are just the sticks that I propagated. Literally, it's the runner. They propagated well. Oh, a painted lady I have in here. Didn't realize that. Just stick that back in there. An all-white Syngonium Albo. That's probably just going to end up in the trash because it's not going to survive. It already had 2 other white leaves, and that's why I chopped it off, because it was just continuously pushing out the white. So we'll just stick that back in the pot. Another Albo Epiprimnum. Another Albo Epiprimnum. Oh, a pink princess. Oh, okay. This guy is really well rooted. Oh my gosh. Ah. This is a Plow Manny philodendron. Look how beautiful that is. One of my favorite plants. Just look at those silver leaves. It's gorgeous. And look at those roots. They're pink roots. I don't know if you can tell that, but they're all pink and they're really beautiful. And then this is a silver band Maranta that I propagated. I have a few from here, but not that many. I'm gonna see, I have another jar right here of several propagations. Some of these aren't rooted, but somebody is really growing right there with all those leaves down there. So this is a philodendron jopii that had, I say had, mealybugs. Then I have another jopii. They are rooting. I have this little Cebu Blue that's got like the tallest, thinnest little root, so I'll keep them. That one is an unnamed philodendron. Oh my gosh. Cebu. Then, not Cebu. Some of these are smaller roots, and I'm going to tell her to like kind of water it more often, but this guy is extremely long root. And these are all my unnamed philodendron. That's what's sprouting off a bunch of leaves. Oh, I don't know what to do, because they're kind of breaking in the jar. So I need some more. So there's a few here that they'll fit into this little pot well enough, but I do want a few more and see if I can, fill it more than just that. So these I propagated, I don't know, a couple of videos ago, and actually some of them are rooted. Like I can see roots here, and so I was just gonna try to pull on them and see if I couldn't find any, because and then break the leaf. But I really didn't want to take them all out, and there's a lot of them that are rooted in here already. I am very surprised. Now they're not all going to be like well rooted by any means, but I was hoping just to find a few more to fill this guy up. So I'm gonna start digging here. That one's got a couple rooting points actually, so I might stick that one in there too. Okay, yeah, these are pretty well rooted right here, this one. So I'm gonna take that one and I'll put them all in a pot. And again, what I'll do is if you do this and you don't have the greatest, like they're not well rooted yet, I just water it a little bit more often to make sure that it's just getting moisture. So I'm gonna pop this guy up. Look at that little Cebu Blue. It's really cute. Okay, so shake out the perlite. It's always snowing here. So that one's good. And now I'm going to propagate or plant up this golden pothos for her. So that one's planted up. Just a normal golden pothos, Cebu Blue pothos, ready to go for her tomorrow on the trip. Then I will this has been growing in my greenhouse. That's why I think that the roots have formed so quickly. And then these guys, I just need to figure out what to do with them. I need to figure out if I'm going to plant them or what I'm doing with them. But this jar looks so much better without all of those golden pothos in there. And then I need to plant this guy up, but I think I'm just going to put it, honestly, in this jar of water because I don't feel like potting up any more plants today. That lovely mess just sits over here in one of my cubbies. And then same for this guy, just sits in my cubby. So that's pretty much it. That was a short little chore video, but I honestly don't feel like doing anything else. There are other things that I need to do, like repot some plants, obviously. But I think I'm going to save that for another time when I can clear out my greenhouse because it's a mess. So thank you for watching this video. If you don't know, I am doing a giveaway over on my Instagram page, so go check out my Instagram. I will put the link right here, or the handle right here. Make sure to follow me so that you can enter to win one of my plants from my greenhouse cabinet. Help me clear it out. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.